What about the cars thing out of town? What did you think about that?
The
It
what?
says about they had to move all the cars out of town because it was a religious place. We talked about it, but I don't know if you ever said what you thought about that whole idea. Is that a good idea? Did that bother you? Or
Didn't bother
how did
me,
you-
it bothered my brother. 'Cause
It did
he had-
bother me. Okay.
It didn't bother me
Yeah.
at all. I accepted that stuff.
Yeah.
I was raised with it, you know. And
But you guys had a car.
my brother had
Your
one.
brother had a car.
Yeah.
But your parents never got one.
Oh yeah, my dad got one.
Okay.
He got a Model T Ford or something. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, he learned to drive, and he got one. Should keep a date on that. I don't know exactly when. I know that I was still in high school when he got a car. So that would have been like 1935 or 6, 7. He got a car, and because once in a while, if it was raining real bad or something, he would drive me to school and pick me up after school. Very rare, because those days he walked. So yeah, and then I had this first boyfriend that I had that was drafted, and he had a car that he taught me to drive, and when he left me out of the car, but I had to keep the payments up on it.
So you were, what, out of high school then?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was working then. Yeah. In fact, I think there's somewhere I might show that car. I don't in there somewhere. I'm not sure.
So things moved pretty quick. I mean, you guys all accepted radio, television, cars.
Didn't seem fast.
It didn't seem fast? You were ready for it to be fast? And jewelry too. I know you said that jewelry was a big one, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
they ended up accepting that about the same time or before? Or
Oh,
what?
they never accepted the jewelry
They
and
never
makeup.
Oh.
Not really. They do now, and they do now, but they never. If I had joined the church, then I couldn't use that. I couldn't have worn that stuff, makeup or jewelry. No. And my sister always laughed. She joined the church, but she didn't live up to it. She admits that now. But they would come and check on you or come out and talk to you. If they saw you wearing a school ring, they would come out and tell you can't wear that and take communion. Can't take
they would
communion.
deny communion.
Once a year. You only took communion once a year.
Oh.
But you got ready for it for the whole year. You better. Or when it came time, and then they feel like you did some things that were wrong, you better get up and confess and tell them that you're sorry and you won't do it anymore.
And then they would let you do communion. Okay.
They also, before communion, it went on for a long time before communion, where they didn't take it lightly like they do now. Communion is just, ritual they go through, and it doesn't have a lot of meaning for some people. But it did then. You had to live up to their ruling, what they believed that God wanted. And the one thing too was some of it was an outshoot with the Amish, where they won't drive a car because they thought it was one of the devil's makings. Also, they as far as cars, this is getting off the subject, but some of the Amish can have cars if they have a black car, and they have to have only black. That's all they could have. They couldn't have a colored car or anything like that. And the bumper, if it had a shiny bumper, it had to be painted black. So these Amish people got called, what did they call them? Something about the Amish with the black bumpers or something like that. Yeah, crazy. So, but no, they also would wash each other's feet before communion. Jesus, they washed Jesus' feet. They would everybody, they'd have a Sunday when they'd wash each other's feet. Everybody in the church washed each other's feet. Yeah, they would pass the basins of water around all over. Men would do it to men and women to women, and children. Anybody that was a member that wanted to take communion would have to do that. I never did because I never joined. I don't know if my sister did or not. But
So you would have done it when you were growing up, no?
I had to be, I only.
Oh, you wouldn't do communion when you
You
were...
had to join the church first, and they had these revival meetings, and that's when they would all gang up on you, you know, and keep, like, get up, you know, get up and
Right.
join, you know. Well, ABO Histon was the high, what do you call him? Foo-foo or whatever. And he had a big family, and boy, they would surround you and try to get you to accept the Lord and get up. I mean, you know, my sister weakened and got up. But she ended up Baptist for a while, like that. But you know, she was smarter than me, because she didn't stay in the church enough to a Sunday school. Well, I went to Sunday school when I was just a kid and growing up. But and I had pictures of me at Sunday school stuff. But my sister ended up making all these friends from church, and they all have stayed together and formed a circle, like, and they meet every year, and have for years, and they meet at different people's where they live. They all now have lived all over the country. So they meet and they have a great time. Like for 3 or 4 days they would meet, and most of them would get hotel rooms, and they'd fly there. And one time I went with my sister and her husband. We were traveling, and that was included, and we stopped and stayed for 3 days, and I got into it. They had the place, the host of the whole thing, where you stay, and they plan the whole thing. So they plan every day that you go somewhere and visit this and that, and the restaurants were all planned, and usually the host will have one big buffet at her house. So my sister had a great relationship with them. It was nice, real nice. And most of them didn't stay strict Mennonites. Some of them still in the Mennonite, but they don't wear the bonnets or anything like that. In fact, the one that's with Lillian and this thing is stockbroker girl. She can.
Well, there's a turnaround, yeah.
Yeah, and they're all real lovely people, and so that has worked out. Now they don't meet anymore. Now they're all dying. They're all dying off. So I don't think they're going to meet anymore. So.